Hey all, Hibber here. Yes, I am back in World of Warships Legends, at least for one tiny little bit of video here, because yes, I have something I want to complain about. So if you're a veteran player, I'm sure you know me, no need for me to introduce myself, but if you are a new player to World of Warships Legends, well, I've been playing this game since it came out for many years, and I played it religiously, and I was a big fan, but in the last year, 2 years or something, I haven't played it anymore because I don't think it's fun anymore. And there is a very precise reason for that, and I'll go through that in this video here. And look at all these commanders we have. Look at them. There are so many, and they take so long to upgrade them, and there are almost innumerable ways to create fun gameplay in this game here. Get your commanders, upgrade them, and except for the fact that I don't think Wargaming is taking the commander system to the maximum. So if you know my channel, you know I want unpredictability and flexibility and cooperative skills on my ship. I want my ships to be surprising, right? I don't want everyone sitting around with the maximum damage build and shooting from concealment, because it's super boring, and that's exactly what's going on at the moment. So I'll show you, the build I'm pretty much famous for here, which is an Agile cruiser build, and this has been, improved upon over the years with different commanders, different inspirations. And yeah, it works well, and it makes the game fun. It makes the game fun. You get to do stuff that no other cruiser can do. For example, let's take Yoshino as an example here. I bet you've never seen an Agile Yoshino before, but here it is, 2.6 second rudder and almost 38 knots. Meaning that you can do stuff in this Yoshino that no other Yoshino can do, and most other cruisers cannot do. So it creates new gameplay, it creates flexibility, it creates surprises, and that's what the game is lacking. So there's a whole bunch of new Azur Lane commanders in the game, and that used to be the highlight for me, because these girls here, they usually had really cool skills that you could use to change your gameplay around. So let's have a look at these new ones here. There's 5 of them. Let's start with Prince Heinrich here. Well, battleship's main gun AP shells damage. Well, again, damage. And this has been a criticism of mine for a very long time of this game. Increasing damage, or the accuracy of guns, it doesn't create any new stuff in the game. And just like here with Harbin, chances of cruiser HE shells causing fire, up with that. Torpedo flooding chance, up with that. Again, damage. It doesn't change anything. It's exactly the same gameplay, except the players can now do a tiny bit more damage to each other, and therefore sink each other faster. So let's look at Formidable here. Well, aircraft torpedo damage, aircraft HE bomb damage, aircraft AP bomb damage. Well, I'm starting to see a bit of a pattern here. And it is a pattern that has been evident in this game for at least the last 2 years, It's getting rid of all the flexibility and just focusing on damage. Hey, what do you know? Battleship main shell grouping. Whoa, incoming fire dispersion. So I give this one Richelieu here. Okay, it's a little bit different, but it's still battery shell grouping. So again, damage. So let's have a look at the last new Azur Lane commander here, Sashio, and a destroyer commander. Well, look at that. Destroyer torpedo damage while undetected. Well, yeah, of course, because you're going to be undetected 99% of the times when you torp people. So every single one of these commanders here focus on damage. And wow, I cannot think of anything more boring. Like, there is nothing new here. There's no new ways to play. There's no new ways of setting up situations. It's just like rehashing what is already there. So on top of that, let's look at the 2 new commanders in the Netherlands here. So we'll start with Henk Prepper here. See what kind of fun stuff he keeps. Well, look at that. Secondary battery shell damage, torpedo damage, main guns and planes damage, and also main battery reload time. And all of them positive. Of course, all of them positive. And Doorman here, damage against cruisers, damage against destroyers, cruiser main battery, wah. It's the same. It's damage all the way, and it's just, it's super boring. And that is really the reason that I stopped playing. So yeah, I mean, these Azure girls here, they up the damage, but they're not the worst offenders in the game. There are some seriously crazy commanders out there, like for example Dunkirk here. If you look at her frontal fire skill, you are actually able to instantly switch between AP and HE. And you know, that's fantastic, especially on a ship like Shambar, so why would you run any other build? And that's the problem here, right? All the builds are the same, you know. It's the same thing that happened in World of Tanks. Everyone runs the same build because it's what makes you, you know, gives you the best chance of winning. And again, like, let's take Yamato here. And it's just, again, a bog standard dispersion build, really. Nothing out of the ordinary, and I'm sure 90% of players run this build here on pretty much all battleships. So probably the worst offender is Azur Lane, New Jersey. If you look at this here, deal more damage with Citadel strikes, 15%. That's crazy. And on top of that, it even improves your dispersion. Like, this should negatively impact your dispersion by more than 17%, probably 20% or something like that, because you're getting 15% more Citadel damage. And if you're a veteran player, you can combine this Azur Lane commander with something like Arthur's the Cold, and up your Citadel damage by another 20%, meaning you're doing 35% extra Citadel damage. And guys, that's just crazy. So okay, Hipper, you might ask, what do you want to see then? What is it that you'd like to see? Well, something like Azur Lane Montpellier here. That is an interesting commander. It gives you some new options. You know, you can run a full incoming dispersion build. Now that's very different, right? It's something that I don't think many people run, and with good reason, because the damage skills are just too overpowering. So even if you try to run this build here, it doesn't really matter, because anyone who runs a damage build are going to nail you no matter what. So really the point of this commander is, well, there is no point. And something like Hot Rod as well, for example, who has one of the very, very rare blue skills here, Cognizant. So you know, he reduces your radar cooldown time. Not by a lot, but you know, mix that up with other inspirations and you might actually be able to make some crazy radar build. So here's like a damage skill that I can accept because it has a trade-off, right? Every time you lose HP, you do more damage. I still don't like it, but it's certainly better. So blue skills, that's what I want to see more of as the primary, you know, skill for new commanders. I don't want to see red ones, and green ones I can accept, but blue ones, that's what I want. And there's almost none of them in the game, and it's a shame, because you can create some really cool situations. For example, you know, ramming, you know, definitely something that not many people build for. And you know, fiddling around with the detectability of cruisers. For example, if you are in a cap, this is not the skill that's on the screen, right? But it's just me thinking. If you're in the cap, your detectability when you fire doesn't change, for example, like stuff like that. Or if you you know, pop your sonar in a cap, you're able to take the cap you know, 25% faster, stuff like that, right? That's what we need. We don't need damage skills, and definitely we don't need any more damage skills. So these skills here, where you combine something that's either blue or green with some other ability of the ship, that's what I like. That's what I want to see. For example, this one here, where you take less damage if you are inside the smoke screen, right? That creates some very good, like, tactical, you know, opportunities. So really, that's what I want to say. That's what I come here. I did this video because, yeah, I want to complain. I am sick of this focus on damage in this game, and you know, maybe not everyone leaves because of it, but I certainly have. And yeah, let me know what you think. If you think I'm, you know, right, or if you think, oh, Hippo is just being crazy again. And you know, comment if you want, or you know, just don't. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. See you out there.